Now it's time to talk about NXT 2.0. Folks, I'm not for sure, but this is amateur hour or 2 hours, I guess. My goodness gracious, this show is horrible. It started out. This show started out. The opening came on, and then there was some dude. I don't even know who he was. Never even seen the guy. Some guy named Waller. What was his name? Do y'all know? Something Waller. See, nobody knows who he is. All right. So he gets on there, and instead, what I've been told, now I was told this, that he has been on the show, and he was a babyface up to this point, at least whatever they consider a babyface, there. And he started talking about The Rock and all. He did like an independent outlaw show would do. He started healing on stuff, so they know that he was the heel. Well, I don't know. Maybe put a heel against him. That's actually, people know that. So it gets over. He goes against Thompson, Chokio. What's that guy's name? Thompson, whatever his name is. Match was decent.
Do like The Rock says. It doesn't matter what his name is.
I'm going to be honest with you. This match, too much in it, too much comedy. It just lost it from her. Then they get this guy named Cameron Grimes and Duke Hudson. I didn't even know who they were. Now they're having a hair versus hair match. They cut this Cameron Grimes. Looked like I don't know who these two guys are, but again, did not look good to me. Did not make any sense to me. And at some point during a match, and I can't remember what match it is, this Grayson Waller and L.A. Knight get in a fight with each other. I don't know why. I don't know that they even showed why they might have got in a fight with each other. They had a girls' match that I frontwards up. It looked bad at the beginning, so I just frontwards it up. It was some girl named Carter and a Hartwell. I just got rid of it.
I've never asked the question, and because I've never seen the show. How long in is NXT?
It's 2 hours, isn't it?
2 hours.
Okay.
Santos Escobar went against Malak Blade. These names are too hard to say, folks. Was Dusty Rhodes hard to say? Mr. Wrestling too hard to say. Tommy Rich hard to say. They changed Steve O's name from Steve Oskanowski to Steve O because that was too hard to pronounce. That match was horrible too. I frontwards it up because it was getting bad. Mandy Rose and Cora Jade. That match was horrible. I'm sorry.
Now, how did Mandy Rose get demoted to NXT? Do we know? Because she was on Raw last time I remember seeing her.
I don't know, but now I want to tell you. Now I will tell you that the two C's there, they did win the match against Hartwell and however you say these names. These names are horrible to say. Santos won the match. Mandy Rose won her match against Cora Jade. That Cora Jade, I don't know. I think she's the equivalent of a job girl. I'm guessing because she was horrible. Then there's a guy. Jack, have you seen these guys called the Diamond Mine?
Yes.
What in the world is that all about? These are all bad wrestlers. And then that Ivy Nile versus Lusa Leon. Oh, my goodness. My goodness, that was horrible. This match was pretty good. The Grizzly Young Veterans against Josh Briggs and Brooks Jensen, which I think Brooks Jensen is Bull Buchanan's son.
Yeah, Ben Buchanan.
A good match. Then the NXT North American Championship match with Carmelo Hayes and Johnny Gargano and Pete Dunne. Pretty decent match. But the afterbirth of that and the end of that just was horrible. Made no sense whatsoever. I have to say, NXT used to be better than this. Am I correct about this, Jack?
Well, you're going to have to look far and wide to find somebody that loved NXT more than I did. I thought it was fantastic when Triple H was in control. I thought it was the best wrestling product of today's era on the air. But when he had that heart attack, when they made all those changes and he's not there anymore, it has become almost a parody of itself. Everything that made it so unique and different and better, they stripped away. They fired the people, the veteran guys who were there that were leading and teaching all these young guys. And a lot of these other veteran guys are looking at getting cut before too long too. I'll be surprised if once Tommaso Ciampa, who I think is one of the best in the industry today, when he drops that title to Braun Breaker, because obviously the Steiner name was a little too hard for Vince to say. But I think they're going to get rid of him too, because he has no desire to go to the main roster. And I understand that, because a guy like him with his skills is just going to be lost because he's not a big guy. So they're not going to know what to do with it. Gargano just signed an extension to get him past this pay-per-view that's coming up this coming Sunday. And so far they've been throwing money at him and some great offers from what I understand, and he's not signing. So and then his wife's contract's up sometime next year. So the core purpose was having those veteran guys leading those young guys and teaching them what to do. Well, when you get rid of all those guys, who's teaching?
That show was bad. That show was bad. They only had one match, and that was the Young Grizzlies, and I don't even know who them guys were. But that was the only match that was worth anything. And it's like, no wonder they don't have ratings. I mean, you don't know anybody on the show, and they don't do. It makes no sense. The show makes no sense. One time the guy's a babyface, the next week he's a heel, and the next week he's a babyface. It makes no sense. The show has no continuous flow whatsoever. Rodney, did you watch this NXT program?
I did not.
Well, you didn't miss nothing.
I watched the SmackDown, and which was a decent show, I thought, and the Raw was just the same old.
I give this show a -10. That's
Whoa,
how bad this show was.
So you're saying it would have been better off if they didn't even play?
Well, 500,000 people enjoy it, but I don't know how.
Well, I will say I'll agree with you that tag match and that main event were the only good things that happened on that entire show. Because I fast forwarded through everything else. I just couldn't. I didn't know anybody. I just had to get through to them, and once I got to those matches, it was okay. But they do not hook me for anything else.
Question: Sean Smith says it's developmental. Should it look developmental though?
No, it should not look developmental.
It should look very polished. And the fact of the matter is, that's the only show that they do all week, right? So there's no reason why everything should not be polished when they go out there. They should have been working on the show starting on Wednesday. So by next Tuesday, it should be just flawless.
Well, no, but it's not. Those people, I don't know who's training them. I really don't.
If they're going to make it a developmental and show it the way they're showing it, then they need to take it off TV and stick it on YouTube.
Yeah, I agree. That's just horrible.